VC, how are we? Thanks for joining me again for another video. Today's video is going to be about some recent pickups I found and about a great day I had with a great buddy of mine now from the VC. Probably a lot of you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's get to some of the recent little finds I found a few weeks ago. Just turn this down a touch, even though it's great stuff. So yeah, went to one of the charity stores I normally go to. I hadn't been there for probably a couple of months, and you know, it's actually sometimes you can go back to the closer ones on a few times a week, and yeah, try and not miss anything that comes in. But it's also good to sometimes just only swing by every couple of months, and it gives it time for things to move in and quite possibly things to move out, but next batch coming in. Anyway, so it was an interesting batch this time at this store. It was obviously from one person. They were all French artists, but Dutch pressing. So how the hell they ended up down here, where I live, I got no idea. Anyway, and into my garage, that's a story. So anyway, let's just show you what I got. So this first one, so I didn't know what any of these were. They're all $1 each, but this one had to pick that up with a cover like that. Moustaki. It's a French guy. What's his name? It's someone Georges Moustaki. He's a French guy with Greek sort of ancestry, sort of folky, poppy rock sort of stuff. It's quite good. I enjoyed it. I've got 3 French artists, and this is the one I'm going to keep. The other ones, good, but yeah. So it was interesting though. So for $1, definitely worth a pump. And yeah, it was good. Oh, it was good stuff. I'm going to actually try and message David VC'er, how do you say it? One of our French VC'ers, just to see what he thinks of these guys, these artists. This one here, Julian, I think his name's Suri, Julian Clerc. Another sort of, that Mustafa, I think it was 70 something, late 70s, 77, I'm going to say something like that. This one, a nice gatefold. I like the picture with that, you know, with the boy on the tractor with his dad, learning the trade. This is another sort of folky, on the path, it's probably not how you say it, my French is terrible. Well done on the World Cup win. Another sort of folky sort of thing, not bad, but just probably something I wouldn't listen to often, so I'll use it as a trade. And this one was a Gerard Lenoram. With a cover like that, I was thinking a little bit of psychedelia, but it's sort of a bit more folky stuff. Anyways, rock, poppy sort of things. This is from 76. All Dutch press, as I was saying. It must have been €15 and 90. I don't know what the small denomination in Europe is. CBS. CBS. Bit sort of darker. Is it sunset, sunrise? I always forget. Might be the sun. I'm going to go sunrise. Bit sort of darker sunrise in the northern hemisphere. Talking about weather. We've had a very cold snap down here. We're reaching temperatures in the low single digits. Very chilly. Those sunny days, but just chilly. We're seeing UVCs in the northern hemisphere with quite scantily clad, with not much on. Obviously quite warm over there. And the other really interesting one I got from this charity store, as I say, all for $1, was this one here. I couldn't leave that one there. Look at this. So this is actually an Icelandic guy, and I can't say that name, but I think he's known as Villy Vil, I think. And this was in cool artwork on the back there. Bit of damage there, but what year was this? Sorry about that. I think it was in the 70s. It's got to be the 70s. And interesting. So he's an Icelandic sort of pop, folk, rock singer. He actually came from a family of a lot of musicians, where his sister was quite a famous musician, and possibly his parents. So this is a great little label, the Icelandic flag as a label, and really interesting that I've actually got the misprint version. So on this side too, you can see on the label there's sort of the song titles. There's been like a new little sticker put on where they can maybe put the correct track listing or whatever the mistake they sort of fix up the mistake on the label there. So very cool. This is cool. When I first listened to it, I thought, oh, maybe I might put it on Discog or something like that, just to see, maybe it might go to back to its motherland, someone in Nordic area. But I've enjoyed it. The second time I listened to it, really enjoyed it, and I might actually put a needle drop in somewhere.
Sjónum rúllallar gullnu plöturnar. Haldin voru skemmtikvöld í hendingskasti fór og hjartar konsert fólki hló og kallaði sá stór. Ég vildi taka aukalag og endur taka það. Ég gæti stílbært eins og sterki Guðjólin. Stundað göfug fjárútlát eins og Kiddi litli fín. Og gæti ég boðið fyrir.
If I can do that. This one's called Hananu. Yeah, interesting. I mean, some of the song titles are like a huge amount of letters. I'm not sure what they mean. He actually died quite young, and I think he was 32 in a car accident, and he's quite revered in Iceland. So it'd be interesting if anyone knows about him, up in that Arctic sort of perimeter rim. Yeah, let me know what you think, but or what you know. But how that found its way into my garage all the way down here is amazing. Alright, so keep moving. So there's this guy, I think you know him. Yeah, he often does these sort of things. Cheers. I haven't got another glass. Oh, I'm not a very good host. Grandma's handbags. You know him, Dino. I call him Grandbags. If you're watching this, you'll know him. If you don't, go to their Grandma's Handbags. Great channel. Always entertaining. So we've actually met up now for a second dig. And, you know, yeah, great guy. And you guys and girls all know that anyway. So we just had a really good day from, I think we met at sort of 10:30 and sort of went our own ways at 4 or 5 o'clock. So a full day's digging. A lot of laughs. And yeah, so I'll show you what we did. What I got. We didn't actually take any footage or anything like that, but so we met in Sydney, sort of halfway in between where we are. Yeah, so we went to Newtown first, which has got a good collection of record stores, and the first store we went to was Egg Records, which he described in his video. It was about 10 boxes there, all Japanese pressings, just laid out before us. So and actually, the guy was still going through and pricing them as we were looking through them. So obviously, pretty fresh batch. Little bit probably over the prices that we wanted to pay. Well, everything's always a little bit over what you want to pay, but it's just a little bit more expensive than you know, and it's comfortable. So we didn't buy that much, but I'll show you what I did get. So I ended up getting, oh yes, where is it? I got myself some more rose tattoo. Now I love when other people show their records and they've got this. I don't have a lot of these sleeves. I think they're Blake sleeves. Possibly could be wrong there. That might be the one. Anyway, I love the sound, the crispiness of these sleeves. It's just, we're a strange people, aren't we? But that's just a great sound. This one's called Beats from the Single Drum. Great hard rock Australian band, 70s and 80s. This one's a bit later, maybe third or fourth. This is mid 80s. Not quite as heavy as the previous ones, but happy to get it. But not quite as into it, this one, as some of the earlier ones. Assault and Battery and, oh, I can't remember the other ones. They're great heavy rockers. And then look through all those boxes, the Japanese presses, and a lot of great stuff, but just a little bit overpriced. And turned around, another box there, which was, I don't know, it was there, and I saw this. This is what's playing in the background, the leaves. All the good that happens. All the good that happens. This is great stuff. This is garagey rock. Of course, I'll turn it up during the mid-track, between tracks, but folky, bit of psychedelic, a bit of Beatles feel about it. Great stuff. Really dig this. I have heard about these people, I think from a VC, it might have been from Ghana, the High Octane. This is definitely up his alley, and this is $10. Great score. This is a New Zealand press. If you can see that address, any Kiwis, is that still around, that place? On the Capitol, it's on the turntable, so I can't show you, the rainbow rim. This is a great album. Really recommend it. If you've seen their leaves, get it. This is, they've got 2 albums. The second one, this is 60. I think I'm going to say 67. Really digging that one. All right, so then we moved on to Repress Records, just 100 metres down the road. Not a lot happening there either. Now, it's funny, Dino Grandbags, he was exhibiting slightly unusual behaviour. We met up, we organised for quite a while to have a dig. He wasn't really looking through vinyls. He was heading over the CD sections everywhere we kept going. Anyway, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing still. But I think just maybe the prices of maybe the vinyl was a deterrent for him. But yeah, it was quite funny. So over the day, I sort of had a bit of a joke back and forth about his CD tendencies for the day. So I think he only ended up getting one vinyl after I dropped him off. Repressed Records, wasn't a lot there, but I picked up this thing, Predator. Punk, this is Punk. The Complete Earth. This was $5. I'll have a go, $5. I put it on the turntable and a couple little needle drops around, and I really dug it. And I've listened to this yesterday. This is really cool. Side 1, not bad, but side 2 just flows so well. It's great stuff. And I'll try and put another needle drop there. yeah, really cool stuff. A band from Atlanta, Georgia. Punk rock. Yeah, it's really cool. So very happy with that for a $5. Great score. Then we went to another store, which I don't think Grandmags have been there before. In the window, hadn't been there a long time, this store. In the window was this. Yeah, crispiness again. Had to pick it up and I said, oh, have a look at that please, sir. I think it was $20. So no problems. And then he said, the records are in the back. This is on Cube label, which I'll show you. In case you haven't seen that before. The Cube, very nice condition. And the good thing about this one, or the even better thing about this one, is that it's a two-part. The salty dogs in the back. I'm very happy. So it's 2 for 1. Well, it's $20, but it's pretty good for 2 albums. I haven't listened to Salty Dog yet, but you know, obviously the massive, epic song is The Whiter Shade of Pale. It's still the rest of it's still a good album. Will I just spin this around for you? Losing my sleeves, losing my plot. Yeah, so yeah, you know, Procol Harlem, progressive, a little bit folky, blues. Yeah, heavy at times too. So interesting stuff. So happy with that. I think I have it on 45. The Whiter Shade of Pale of Whiter Shade. I struggle to say that. A Whiter Shade of Pale. You know what it is. Anyway, but I was very happy to get that on LP, and also picked up Paul Kelly. This is now my second Paul Kelly in my collection. Where I recently I saw in a store a month or so ago a whole lot of reissues of Paul Kelly, like 5 or 6, where I've never really seen his albums before in the wild. Maybe just his latest release, but never seen the originals. Up on the shelf. It's $40. That's the maximum I have paid, and probably I will pay for a record, unless there's something that will blow my mind. But but I've never seen this one in the wild, an original press. Coming home. I will talk more about him one day. Then we went across the road, so we actually hit up quite a few opportunity stores, options, charity stores in the day. And as I said, Dean had this slightly rewiring of his brain and headed to the CDs straight away. Didn't even bother about the vinyls. The vinyl for you purists. And in this op store we went to, he went to the CDs, and I just went to the vinyl. Went down there, had to get on your knees again. You know, us peasants were down. They're served down low, so you can get down low. And found this in great condition, ABC. Never had any ABC before. Just spun it today. I didn't mind it. It's, you know, I think it was something that will grow on me. That new wavy synth pop, isn't it? This is an interesting label. It's on the Neutron label. Yeah, but didn't mind it. As I was flicking through it, I sort of asked the guy, how much are your records? He goes, oh, those things, 50 cents each. Don't you love when you hear that? And I also found Underworld, Underneath the Radar, great song. And of the something that Dean pointed out the other day, not a 12-inch, it's a 30.5 centimetre of pure pleasureness. So yeah, so when I grabbed these, Dean was, but he was sort of, he didn't seem too bothered, because he said, look what I've got. You got that? That's good. He had this CD of, I think, Art Blakely, and this jazz CD with a few other really good artists, and he was gloating a little bit about, you know, I'm in the wrong section. I should be in the CD section. And so that's good, mate. Well done. And open it up, no CD. And it was quite funny. You're thinking, oh my god. Anyway, maybe I had to be there. Where do we move on to? We went to another suburb called Marrickville, which we hit up a lot of charity stores, and I'll show you the CDs. One of them had tons of CDs, $1 each. Audio Slave, Concrete Blonde. This is a good one, apparently. I haven't listened to it yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Crowded House, Woodface. I've never actually listened to this one. I've been after it for a while. VC'er, Oasis, definitely a maybe. This Bruce Springsteen, which I'm not sure, The Rising. Don't know where it fits. Love the Boost. Guru Mole, is that how you say him? He's the Aboriginal, probably the most famous Aboriginal musician who passed away recently. Cool stuff, so happy to get that. Taj Mahal, best of. It's got the fishing song. I love the fishing blues, great song. Another Oasis. This is, I think, Master Plan. It might be B-sides, Dino, Grandbags mentioned to me, and In Excess Live. And what else did I pick up? And I think there was, this is for $1 as well, the Moody Blues. The To Our Children's Children. One more record store, so we hit up quite a few, probably five record stores, 5 op shops. In the middle, we had to obviously have something to eat, so we went to a bakery that Grandbags knew about, and we asked for, going to order a coffee, but then I thought, oh, do you actually serve beer here? They said no, but there's a brewery across the road. So, okay, we'll get takeaway, thank you. So we took our sausage roll and pie across the road to the brewery. They served us. It was open for business, but it wasn't open for sitting down. So it was sort of open for takeaways rather than for trading and drinking in. So we got our can, a beer each, pie, sausage roll, and we sat on the footpath and just, that was nice. Just sat there and enjoyed our little drink and food just on the footpath there. Then we went in somewhere in between. We also went to this place, this punk record store. Very clean, well organised, drawers slid in and out of records. We didn't buy anything. It was pretty average price. Everything was new in there pretty much. And as we walked out, and Grandbags sort of said, that was the most quiet, clean, and beautiful record store, but it had no. It's a punk record store. They specialise in punk, and there was no. It was just no heart or passion or punkness. It was, and it was very true. It was quiet as a mouse. I need someone like Lionel Richie to go in there and say, "What the bloody hell are you doing? Get some cranking music on, and what is this? This is not a store." Anyway, so we didn't get anything from there. And one last record store, RPM in Marrickville, records, posters, and maybe magazines, something like that. Wasn't a lot there either. Pretty overpriced, but I picked up Uriah Heep for $5. And listen to this today. This is good. A bit of a wallaby there, pseudo wallaby. The Roger Dean artwork. This is good. Not a happy birthday song. Great song. Most commonly sung in the world. Sung in the world. They do a great version of it, and that's a heavy version and cool. Alright, I am going on a little bit longer than I expected and wanted. And Dean also, Grandbags, Dino gave me some CDs, VCLTs, so thank you very much. And he really hit the spots with these where stuff I was looking for so Spiderbait, electronic rock, Pixies, Doolittle, got this on vinyl, but got it on CD now, so I can pump it in the car. Another Spider Bait. It's funny with Spider Bait, a lot of their covers are like sort of kids sort of themed, and I remember once CDs in this store were like $3, but someone said, oh, that's just a kid CD, you can have it 50 cents. Beck. Don't know a lot about Beck, so yeah, that should be good. Tom Waits. My first Tom Waits. I mean, here everybody talk about Tom Waits, so I don't know him, so I've got to check him out. That's going to be cool. Bit of the Sting, is it Stig? Top Gun, Top Gear. This was very happy with this one. This is something I've been looking for. Hopefully I'll get it on vinyl one day, but The Boss, Nebraska. A lot of people love that. Farley's, he loves it, but his favourite. Neil Young. This is a Harvest Moon. I've always been wondering when or how the hell I'm going to listen to this, because it's hard to find a vinyl, expensive, and never seen a CD, so that's great. Powderfinger, their first album. This is the one. I've finished their discography now. How cool is that? Parables for Wooden Ears. This is good. This is good. I've only spun it once, so it doesn't. You know, I've got to rethink about it. Actually, it's raw. Actually, I should say it's raw. I shouldn't give my opinion too much here because I've only spun it once and raw. The Maiden. This is Somewhere Back in Time. It's the best of 80, 89. It's got a bit of the Power Slave sort of theme on there. Promo copy. Cool. That's pretty cool. And Hunters and Collectors. Look, I think you even put my little name on it. That was destined for me. Thanks, Scrambags. So we had a great day. Actually, and he gave me one vinyl. Actually, surprised he had something. He doesn't look in vinyl sections. Willie and the Poor Boys. I haven't actually spun this yet, but cool. Interested to check it out. So thanks for sticking with me. If you're still with me, thanks everybody for plugging in, and take care of yourselves. Keep spinning and be good.